Hi, yogis and yoginis. Today we're going to talk a little bit about pranayama breathing exercises. Pranayama is the breathing side of our yoga practice. And oftentimes we'll kind of weave the breathing parts into the physical work, but you can also have a practice of breathing exercises that is strictly on its own, and that's our pranayama breathing work. So we're going to talk about 3 different kinds of breath in this video. The first one is our Ujjayi breath, which is probably the one you're most familiar with. It's called the Conqueror's breath, and it involves us breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, but it has a little bit of volume to it. So some people think it sounds a little bit like Darth Vader from Star Wars, or the sounds of the ocean as they meet the shoreline. And I like to think of it also as the sound of the wind as it blows through a forest of trees. So before we start with our Ujjayi breath work, I just want us to practice something to get us used to how it should work. So first of all, we're going to breathe in through the nose. And on the exhale, I want you to breathe out through the mouth for now and just say ha. So it's like a ha. And if you want to hold up your hand as an imaginary mirror in front of your face, we're going to think about fogging up that mirror as we say ha. So pushing that air from the back of our throat forward onto that mirror. So let's give it a try. Ha. 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 Okay, so we know what it's feeling like, pushing that air from the back of our throat. Now we're going to put that imaginary mirror down, and I want you to inhale in through the nose, keep your mouth closed, and exhale out through the nose, but still pull that air from the back of your throat and push it forward as if you're fogging up that mirror. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Breathing in through the nose. So hopefully you're hearing the sound of your healthy breath. Again, think about inhaling, pulling that air all the way to the back of the throat. Feel it swirling around back there, and then exhale and push it forward. Let's try again. So hopefully you're feeling that good swirling of the air in the back of your throat. You're pushing it forward and hearing what Ujjayi Journal calls a hissing sound coming through the throat and out through the nose there. So Yoga Journal recommends that we can use this practice as beginners for about 5 to 8 minutes. And then when you're done, maybe lay on down for Shavasana or sit down and just take some relaxed Shavasana breaths. Now, we use this particular type of breath, Ujjayi breathing, during our yoga practice to help us stay focused on the sound of our breath, especially when the mind is wandering, and also just to remind ourselves to breathe. So I like that our Ujjayi breath has a little bit of volume to it because I can listen for my own breath. If I'm not hearing it, I know that I need to bring my focus back to the breathing. Also, if you're in a group class experience, sometimes you'll hear your neighbor beside you using their good Ujjayi breath, and it reminds you to check in and say, hey, I don't know that I'm practicing Ujjayi breath. Let me check in. Let's get back on track with that. So the Ujjayi breath is something that we as group yoga practitioners will probably use most often. Now, the second breathing tool I'd like to show you today is called our Sitali breath. And Sitali breathing gives us a cooling sensation throughout the body. And if we're practicing hot yoga or we're just outside practicing yoga on a hot day, you might want to try these cooling techniques. If you are a yogini who might be in the beginning stages or in the midst of menopause, you may want to use these breathing tools not only during your practice, but maybe even in your out and about daily lives. It's not hard to do. It looks a little kooky, but I think you'll like it, and I think you'll enjoy the cooling sensation that it offers. So here's what we want to do first. Sitting up nice and tall, if you're able to curl your tongue, I want you to curl your tongue, and we're going to inhale and bring that air across the tongue, across your wet tongue, and then bring that tongue into your mouth and exhale out through the nose. So it looks a little bit like this. One more time. All right, so that's one way that you can use your Sitali breathing with that curled tongue. And you're pulling that air across your wet tongue, and it's acting as a natural air conditioner for the body, cooling that air as it comes in, and then we exhale out. Now, if you're not able to curl your tongue, do not worry. Another nice way is to sort of pucker your lips as if you're sipping through a straw. So I like to first kind of lick my lips so they're wet and they've got that air conditioning feeling when that air comes across them. So let's go ahead and wet our whistle here. On the inhale, let's sip in through a straw. So that's our other version of Sitali breathing. You're just pulling that air through those puckered up lips and making that natural air conditioning for yourself. So again, whenever you need that cooling breath, just go ahead and use it. You know, about 5 to 8, maybe 10 minutes for a beginner, especially if you're using that as a individual breathing practice outside of your yoga or outside of your workplace. But by all means, use it whenever you need it. It might feel a little strange, might feel a little kooky, but if you need that instantaneous cooling action, it's certainly going to offer it to you. And the third pranayama tool that we're going to use today is one of my favorites. It's Anulom Vilom, or alternate nostril breathing. What I like about this particular breathing tool is it requires a lot of focus because it's a little kooky, it's a little out of the ordinary, but by focusing on how to do it, it really encourages you to quiet the rest of your mind because you're only focused on this one thing. And for those of us who often have a whole lot of things jumbled up in our brain, focusing on just this one thing can be such a relaxing retreat for the mind. And it's believed that this Anulom Vilom, alternate nostril breathing, is very calming to the body, which is beneficial to, our blood pressure, our heart rate. It's beneficial to let go of any stress that we're holding on to so that it doesn't develop in negative ways in the rest of our body. So let's again try another kooky breathing tool that, even though it looks strange, it is just sure to make you feel so good inside. So here's what we're going to do. We always want to use our right hand for your Anulom Vilom. We always use the right hand, no matter what. So we're going to take that right hand and put it out in front of us, and we're going to curl the middle 3 fingers downward. So we have our thumb and our pinky finger extended. What we're going to start with first is closing very gently the right nostril. You're just going to hold your thumb next to the nose and just gently close off that nostril. We're going to inhale up through the open left nostril. Then use your your pinky finger to close the left side, open up with your thumb, and breathe down on the other nostril. So breathing down. So we inhale up through the right open nostril. Then close the right nostril, open the left, and exhale down. So that's one cycle. Let's try it again. Inhale up. Close with the pinky, exhale down. Inhaling up. Close with the thumb, exhale down. Inhale. Close, exhale. 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 Inhale. Close and fully exhale. So that's how you do Anulom Vilom. It's not very hard once you start using it. It's balancing both sides of the brain as we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, and we're switching sides. Another way that you'll also see people do Anulom Vilom, instead of folding those middle fingers down, sometimes you'll see people use the first 2 fingers and just gently connect with the third eye. And then you can still use your, you just kind of rotate back and forth here. And then when you're connecting to the third eye, you're stimulating that third eye chakra. So that's another option that you'll also see. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. Again, for beginners, it's recommended that you start off with about 5 minutes, maybe 8 minutes to start. And I find for me, when I practice Anulom Vilom, especially when I've done it for minutes at a time, I start to get just like tingly sensation right at the middle of the forehead, and it feels a little minty, if that makes sense. But to me, I find it to be very relaxing. Again, because I must focus just on what I'm doing, which is out of the ordinary breathing. We were not born breathing alternate nostril breaths. So it does take work. It's called breath work for a reason, because it's not how we automatically breathe. It might take a little practice, but I guarantee that when you use these pranayama breathing tools, whether you're using them to help you focus in your yoga class, you're using them to cool you down, or you're using them to calm you down, with practice and with good intentions of finding that calm and finding that cooling sensation or that focus, you are going to find the results that you're looking for. And you don't even have to be in your yoga clothes. You don't even have to be, you could be in your pajamas, you could be in your work clothes, you could be in jeans and a t-shirt. The key here is intention and setting aside the time to use these tools to help benefit the body in a good, positive way. So I hope that you will enjoy practicing Ujjayi breathing, or Conqueror's breath, Sitali breathing, which is our cooling breath, and also Anulom Vilom, alternate nostril breathing. It's a little bit out of the ordinary, but so is yoga. And look at us, we love our yoga practice. So I think that you will also love these pranayama breathing tools too, if you give them a chance. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.